Hello Flosstube, good evening. It is March. I don't know, but it's the first Sunday in March. My name's Amy Clarissa, this is SunshineXStitch, and it's been a few weeks. I think I recorded last on January 25th, it's 2022, and things are piling up. Over here you can see just a tiny bit, the edge. When this stack gets full, it's time to make a video so I can clear everything off and put it away. So I don't have the stuff that I bought, and there hasn't been that much. Maybe a piece or two of fabric and charts. 1880 for Stitch has gotten me on the charts. $2. I mean, how can you pass up a $2 chart? I don't have the thrift stores that I hear about on Flosstube that are down in the States, as we say up here. I know we're a state, and we get offended when other states don't see us as a state in Alaska, but we still say down in the States, meaning the lower 48 connected states. I also call you the lower 48 in case you cared. If we go outside, it means we're leaving our state of Alaska and going out several hundred miles. You have to go to get out of the state, and usually it's more than a few hundred. It's 1,000 or more. So anyway, side trail. According to my book, I worked on the Daffodil Mandala, my book being Black Muse Divided Planner. I worked on Daffodil Mandala the 25th and 26th. See that? And I did not pull that to show you because I just work on it a couple days a month. Progress is kind of slow. I have learned through that piece I don't enjoy outlining. Like all in black or all in white and then filling in. But it started. It's going to be finished. It's going to be amazing. I have my finish in mind, all the things. Speaking of large projects that I only work on a couple times a month, I forgot to pull this one, but it's on the side so I can grab it. Let's just show it to you first so I don't forget. This is the Stitch Me Silk that I think I've strategically cut. We'll see how it works out. And I have started waterproof embroideries, Forget Me Not. And it's going to look very, very different. I am stitching it on Picture This Plus. I know this Crystal Mystic. It doesn't say, I'm pretty sure it was 28 linen because it doesn't come in Lucana. So, giant piece. It's going to take a good portion of it. And this is 1/1. And this is a needle minder from Hobby Wishes on Etsy. It's going to look amazing. I picked this color combo because Forget Me Nots are state flower. It's going to be all about Alaska, isn't it? And I really like the layout of this. And since it was called Forget Me Not, I decided, well, I'm going to make it more about my state then. So this is the color of our flag-ish. It's more teal. And the flag is navy. But I'm going to go with like a night sky. And then this fiber I chose to look like the Northern Lights. So, yeah, you don't really get that much purple probably compared to what's going to show up. You get a lot of green. If you see pink or purple lights, that is like a rare occurrence. I know they make gorgeous photos, but 90% of the time they are green. I don't think they're ever blue, but it looks really pretty. So the Northern Lights are my inspiration. Night sky, the lights, and yes, I paid for the sparkly one because twinkly stars, the whole night thing. So that's my still in progress. Everything else, almost everything else, is finished. That's what I was going to do tonight. I was going to finish that stitch. Well, it's almost done. So next time it will be completed. I have been using, here's the one piece of haul that I do have and have been using the last couple of days. Here's my little card. I make these for all of my stitches. This is for the spring edition of Well Rounded by Hands On Design. And this is a stitchy stand from that quarter shop. So it's got pockets all the way around, and my thread glass doesn't really fit. I mean, it sort of does, but I don't want to stretch out the pocket on the side here. See, like I could make it fit probably, but it's not comfortable. Yes, I fixed this one the other night when I was needing the boost. So I don't bother. I don't want to stretch out any of the pockets. Let's see if I fold this the other way. No, I was very efficient and printed double-sided. Way to go, self. So here we go. Let's just use this. Stick it right in there, and it works amazing. I really just sit right here on the couch in the corner. It's like the coveted spot, and watch TV and lean against this pillow. And then I just set this in my lap, and it holds the chart beautifully. It's glaring, sorry, but it works amazing. So I got to figure out how I want to set it up. Kimberly has like a pin that she attaches her string that's attached to her scissors on one part, and I think she does have a thread glass on one pocket, and I'll have to watch that part again. But I saw it and was like, I need to get that. Actually, I got this from Quilt in the Day. Don't tell Kimberly. I highly doubt she watches this. But Quilt in the Day had it for $23.08 because I don't know why the 8 cents, but $23. And I ordered it from there because that's a lot better than the $30-some she has it for at Back Order Shop. So I didn't wait. When I saw it was a daily deal at Quilt in the Day, I ordered it, and it came. I ordered it Thursday maybe, and it was here Tuesday, which is really good for shipping to Alaska. So there, that's what I'm working on right now. The spring bouquet right there. So put that back in there so I don't lose it. And let's see what I stitched. Okay, so 25 and not 25. I recorded on 25. 26 I continued with Mandela, but the 27, I don't know why, but I started this and I finished it whenever my book says. I might have to turn the page. This was a chart in the Be Stitch Me Winter Solstice box for 2021. Winter 2020 was her first box, and this was the 2021 chart. This is not the fabric that came in the box. This is an Aida that I won with Black Needle Society. Cafe au lait. They use a lot of fiber on a whim, but I don't know if that's true. So if you really need to know, I can look it up. The design is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's adorable. It's so cute. I think I used the recommended DMC colors. And this, my plan for this, is to go in the 12 by 12 frame that I should have brought from downstairs because I bought it. It's 12 by 12, matted to 8 by 8, and so all these square designs. I like square designs. I like quilting with squares. I like squares. So square designs to put in that square frame, and it's going to go by the door above our key rack because we can't function without a key rack. We learned that very early on in our marriage. We just can't do it. Okay, this is the one I was working on earlier today. I put my needle there because I stitched this right before we left for church this evening, and I was holding it the wrong direction. See the T? T is the top. That means it was rotated 90 degrees, which means this has to come out because the stitches are falling out. So this is the spring bouquet. What was that called? Yeah, spring bouquet from Perennial Pinwheels by Hands On Design. This set, the spring set, is the truest, whatever. It looks most like the chart. I have changed the colors of a lot of these, but this one looks the most like the chart. This is just, it's not white, antique white. Lugana 32 probably, because that's what I prefer. 2/2, and it's almost done. So, but I'm going to leave that in because those are the stitches I have to take out and then add to the 2. But see, these kind of designs can be sort of confusing. So I did just grab a little scrap of thread and put a T on there, and it's been amazing. I've been stitching in hand, like 99% of things. This is the only thing I've been stitching in A-frame because I just feel the need to. Okay, this I stitched. Don't you love how I'm just like going backwards and whatever comes to mind? That's how I roll. Let's clean off the couch, shall we? This I stitched last night. Stephen was out hunting, my husband, and so I had some extra time. So after I worked on workbooks, lots of workbooks have been coming to the shop. I don't know how much more. I will probably still be working on workbooks this week, and then maybe the weekend, maybe early next week. I have about at least a dozen ABC bags that are half done. So those will be coming to the shop probably starting next week. I'm calling this Barnyard Stack. This is my first Pinker and Pumpkin stitch. not the first thing she's designed, the first that I've stitched. It's just so cute. And it was a lot of colors because you need black for head, feet, and tail. You need dark pink for 2 stitches of muzzle. You need red for 4 stitches of chicken. You need gold for 5, 8, 10, 12, 14 stitches of gold. The brown for 2 stitches of pig feet. Like, see where I'm going with this? There's 5 stitches of brown. So many little bits. But it's adorable. This took, I think, 2 hours, if I remember correctly. And it's just, what am I going to do with it? You know, I don't have a plan like I do for most of my other stuff. I have a vague idea, but nothing concrete. So this one was just for fun, because it was, mostly because it was taking up one of my 12 slot floss holders, and I wanted it for kitting things. Speaking of kitting things, my plan this year has been stitch something till it's done, because most of the things I can stitch in like 5 days or less. So my 2 size categories are small and large, meaning that's a new word that combines meaning and being, which is not a thing, I know. The smalls are 100 by 100 and smaller, and then my larges are over 100 by 100. Yeah, like this, which is going to take me 5 years. But that's how I'm doing it. And I don't have very many large projects going at a time. Speaking of large projects, this will be done very soon. This is Little Shape Virtues. This is what I'm working on. This one, Forget Me Not, and then I had a couple older rips, like from 2019. So I'm trying to get those out and rotate them in. Top of them on $100. I think those are the only other. No, there is another one. Oh, and I forgot to show it in Move It 3. Okay, well, basically there's 2 more. And so I'm kind of trying to rotate them and work on them a couple days each month because I'm not good at that. I like to have a project worked on for several days at a time, and most of those get finished. So after I've done several small things and I'm tired of starts, so that happens, then I pull out something like this and work on it for a while. This is missing the sheep. I know it's Little Sheep Virtues. It is missing all of the sheep. That's the only thing it's missing. So I've filled in all the rest of it, and it looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with this. I just have to decide where I want what color sheep, because I think I might have a couple brown sheep, a couple black sheep, maybe a couple gray sheep. I haven't looked into how realistic that would be. They're all charted to be white with the black head, feet, like this guy right here. That coloring. Which is cute. I just want more kinds of sheep. The only one that's charted different in this series is right here. It's a black sheep. He needs friends. There need to be brown sheep. There need to be, you know, all the colors. All the colors. So once I decide where each color is going to go, it will get finished, which should get done this month. So there's Little Sheep Virtues. That's in here somewhere too. Worked on it February. I had one very busy week in February. See that middle week? Busy, busy, busy. Oh, and we did an exchange. Oh, I should have brought that stuff over. Daniel, can you go to the ironing board and get Mommy's brown bowl, the wood bowl that looks like a heart? Thank you. We did a Valentine's exchange, my Zoom group, and my Zoom group. Yeah, anyway. The one I participate in most regularly. And this card came with the gift that was sent to me. This was an order. 18, no. Oh, well, I ordered from Sunrise Grove. More thread organizers, because I need those like a hole in the head. But she had seconds, and I couldn't pass them up. So anyway, that was from her. These are from probably Midnight Snack Planner. And this was on a freebie sheet. Like sample pack thing, because I ordered from the Made in Canada collab sale thing. If you want to know, let me know. This is just this piece of washi that I have. This is on this day for when I do lots of sewing. If I don't stitch that day, there's an X. I sense a Friday theme, don't you? Yeah. But when I sat down to stitch in February, look at that. Look at all those purple days. Most of those are 3.5 hours, which purple is over 3 hours. 3.5 is over 3. So I think I'm gonna have to work in another color, so I have a specific color for 3.5. But right now, over 3 is purple, and there's the Fridays where there was nothing. I also have a, well, here's what I worked on, and look how difficult to read. I know I still didn't get anything printed off for this month, but I also have one here in the back. See my tabs? This is the last tab, and these are my stitching days for the year. I know I need some sort of like title header thing, but I don't have one yet because I have not practiced that much of my handwriting skills. So I want it to look nice, which means I need to practice and develop that skill so I can write it there. But I just made this page and taped it in over top of what was there because my brain did not want to read that graph. It just was not working for me. So there we go. There's the book. I worked on Little Sheep Virtues, as I was saying. Oh, 2, 3, 5 times in February. Good for me. Way to go, self. Just need to decide which sheep go where. Put them in. There's another thing I stitched in February. Mom gave this to me as a kit. It's from Designworks. Here it is right here. Boom. And it took longer than I expected. People say that all the time. Usually I'm a pretty good guesser. This one took longer than I expected. 11 and a half hours. Yeah. And I think maybe they gave me the wrong green, or I don't know. Actually, I read some of the fine print later, and it said that the DMC colors that were listed didn't necessarily mean that the floss in the pack was DMC, but that was like their closest guess or whatever. Well, the color series that these greens are from, if they wanted it to be that color, they should have put, like, there was a closer match that they should have put it if it was supposed to be the lighter one. And I think it was supposed to be the darker, because if you look at the picture, it's definitely darker there. Yeah, carried all over the place. Than mine are. Maybe it's the photo, but when I got out one more strand to finish the back stitching of the recommended color that was closest, it was darker. So the back stitch on these top 2 leaves is darker, and right here, these leaves are darker back stitched than these ones are. I say it adds depth and character. So camera's over here. Where it always is where I record. I just, you know, when it's been 6 weeks, you forget. So there's my giraffe. He's adorable. I really like how he turned out. I love giraffes. I love dolphins. I love turtles. But I don't know that I will be stitching another giraffe, at least not in the near future, because he's kind of a pain to stitch. But he's cute. And I have the, it just fell, but I have the mats, and I can find a frame easily. I think it's an 8x10 frame. And he should fit right in there. So all the kit materials, maybe even the kit needle. Speaking of that kit needle, I'll bet that's why I have that larger needle. Yeah, I'll bet that's what this is. Yeah. And this one in the corner is a sharp. Now this little thing is also something I've done recently. I know it's a little too close to the top, because that's the top. So I think I'm going to put some sort of a little closure on here. This was, because it just pops open all the time. This was a little wool kit that was in my advent box from, it wasn't Black Needle Society, it was the Quilty one. Missouri Star Quilt Company. And this was super fun. I did this, I didn't write this down when I did this. I did this last weekend, I think. Had it cut out a while ago, but sewed it all down. And it's really cute. I put the bow there just because I had a little leftover floss, and so I made it into a bow and glued it on. And it's so cute. I love his little 3D ear. I don't remember who the kit was by. I still have the extra pieces of wool and such, but my mom, my sister, and myself all did this project, and this blanket is actually a piece of wool that I dyed, and so our blankets are all different colors, but I love how it turned out, and I think I'm going to have to add some sort of closure because it just pops open all the time, and that's quite annoying, but it does a great job holding the needles that I'm using. And I've been putting the different colors on my projects because the last couple days I've had projects that were only a few colors, and so I'll put like for this one, a light green, a dark green. I did from the middle out. So light brown, light green, dark green. There's only one green, but pretend, because I had 4 needles. So here's the rest of the dark green. And instead of ending the thread and taking off the needle every time I wanted to change colors, I would cut the thread, end the thread, put it here, and grab the new color. It's been working great. Really, really recommend. Okay, so this was the other thing I stitched yesterday. I stitched this one in the morning, and then the barnyard one in the evening, and this is Easter basket. This is the other stitch from Hitting the Holidays. You haven't seen the first two because we're going backwards, and they're at the bottom. So this was by Jan Hicks Create. Everything Cross Stitch sells a quarterly box. So it's not a subscription box, but a box, like a curated box. And this past box, so the January box, was called Hitting the Holidays, and it had 3 designs by Jan Hicks that were all about 50 by 50, and they came as little kits. This is not the kit fabric. They all came with 14 count Aida, a needle, the DMC on a card, and then the charts. And so there was one for Easter. This one said a tisket, a tasket, a pretty Easter basket. See it there? I left the words off because I finished this and I thought it looked so cute without them. And I have a finished idea in mind for this, of course. It's rare that I don't. Look at those colors. Aren't those beautiful? I thought at first this was one of the new colors because it's a 3800, but it's not. Evidently, I just don't have that color. It looks so good. I love the design element here. It's so pretty. And there's a tiny mistake. So I did not use the white fabric it came with, but I didn't do that for any of them, and you'll see that. I love the changes I made. I used all the colorful colors, like everything that was in the kit, and then I did the stitch kit pass. Mom has it, so it'll be coming back. So whoever wants it next, let me know, because I don't know who to pass it to. But the designs were by Jan Hicks, and I don't remember what they were called, and since I've already passed it, I can't really look it up. Something about Easter. And I don't know if you can buy the designs, if they will be available. Last I checked, they weren't on the site, the Everything Cross Stitch website. Possibly? I'm not sure. So, sorry. If you want to be next in line for Stitch Kit Pass, let me know. Where are the other two? Well, I'm on that roll. Here are the other two. And I just picked, I don't know exactly if the grab bags were from Stony Creek or if they were from Etsy. What's her shop? Jen Stitch Niche on Etsy. Because I've gotten grab bags from both those places, and I didn't label which was which, if they were just small pieces like this. So this white even weave, this design was probably called Be Mine. I'm not exactly sure. There's a tiny mistake somewhere in something. I don't know. I just fixed it as I went. Wasn't that big a deal. I think maybe in the swirl right here, this heart didn't quite end up exactly how it was supposed to be. And that's when I realized something was wrong somewhere, and I never evaluated it, examined, like a fine inspection to find where it was. It wasn't that big a deal. Like, it looks fine. I don't care. So there's Be Mine. Adorable. And the other one, oh, the holidays. I never go back around to that. The holidays were for Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, and Easter. There we go, as you'll see in a second here. Look, we also got white 14 count Aida for this one. I stitched it on a black, I'm going to say even weave again. And these are the colors that were in the kit. I used all those colors. I just switched the fabrics. So this one, I don't remember what happened on this one, but the L is shorter than it's supposed to be. And I don't remember how that happened. What threw it off? But it looks fine this way. I just went with it. And it looks beautiful. I think it's so cool on the black. So these are all by Jan Hicks. And they may or may not be available. I really don't know. Sorry. This one's still available. This is an older design. When I went crazy in December and kit all the things that were partially kit. Oh, and I probably didn't come back around to that either, did I? So this is why I should never film in the evenings, because I shut down at like 9 o'clock and it's 8:30, so yeah. Okay, so in December, when I kit all the things that were like partially kit, I want to stitch this, and so I'd copied the chart or put the chart in a bag and put the floss with it. Sometimes on a card, hopefully with a little key like I showed you earlier, and probably not that. This was one of those. And I pulled it out because my new rotation is stitch the smalls. When you finish one, go grab another one. And work on your larges, like in a rotation. So they each get, 2 or 3 days a month. Stitch small, go grab another one. Stitch small, go grab another one. It's been working great. It's not an exact science. I don't quite have like a, this is your rotation. But it's working for me. So when it gets more fine-tuned, I'll let you know. So I had finished something, probably. It's like, let's stitch something new. What happened? Nope, I hadn't finished the giraffe. Oh, I haven't shown that yet. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I had stitched 3 smalls in recent days. Then I worked on the giraffe for 4 days in a row and decided I needed something new, I guess. I don't know. I didn't keep that fine of notes. So I stitched this, and as soon as I finished it, I FFO'd it. So this is House on a Hill Summer. Summer House on a Hill. It's by Hands On Design. It's one of the block parties. And I completely changed the side panel. Yep. And I completely made a mistake. The fabric that's left in there, not much. Yep. I remembered my calculations wrong when I typed it into the calculator, or I pressed a wrong number and didn't realize it or something. And so I came out that I needed 14 inches to go around here. No big deal. Fabric is 15 3/4. It's going to be fine. You can stitch it on the short side, no problem. So I had my piece of fabric. That's going to give everything away. Okay, so my piece of fabric like this. And I'd stitched top and bottom, and then I stitched side. It's like, I am running out of fabric, and I still have more chart. I wonder what's going on. Because I left, the recommended amount on the edges. Like, at least half. I think it was recommended 3/4 inch. So I pulled out my calculator again. Redid those measurements. Yes, 16. I needed 16 inches. I made it work. You can't tell. Had to go back and add more to the first side. Stitched about this close to the edge of the fabric. Made it work. Gotta make sure those edges are serged, or you will be regretting it. Didn't put anything on the bottom because I was gonna put my initials in the year and completely forgot because I got so in a hurry to see it stitched up. So I did not put the words. I don't even remember what it was supposed to say. I just used this little bunting, and I think it looks adorable. So this is it. Oh, I also changed the top, which was supposed to have like flags hanging in the middle of nowhere, and it was also supposed to have a weather vane with a whale on it. Oh, yeah, that's true. When I ran out of fabric, I had to bring in this border part on the top and bottom, which I'd already stitched because I didn't have enough fabric. So it's right up against all of the edges instead of being closer on 2 edges and a stitch away on the other 2. So if you cared about that, yep, that's what happened. And it matches decently well in the corners. Since I'd already stitched of that 16 inches, probably at least 12, there was no way I was going to restart it. We were just, however it ended up falling, because I planned that, so it like came together and made an actual complete motif when it matched up. But since I had to add to the one end and then, stitch all the way to the other, it just matched the way that it matches. Whoops, this corner. And not too shabby. Every single stitch that I could. I was getting into the selvage like it was. So yeah, I had to finish that right away and make sure it worked. And it did. Brought in the top and the bottom, and it worked. was just really, really close. Okay, this is one that I stitched. This is a light pink. I think, at first I thought it was petal pink, but I think now it was rose quartz that I dyed this with. It's a piece of 18 count Ada from probably Walmart. And this design was by Stone Street Stitch Works. So confident in that, aren't I? Pretty sure it was Stone Street. This was a freebie that they released. My brain says February 9th. Who knows if that's right? But it was like a month ago. And I stitched this in one strand of Sulky, testing for something else that I haven't started yet now, but was going to start a month ago. And I love the coverage of the 12 weight Sulky on this 18 count. I don't know what it is now. I put it away. It's in my little book if you need to know which Sulky this is. I may have also put it on Instagram. I don't remember. I'm getting better at posting to Instagram though. Amy_Clarissa_ Stitches. I hadn't posted since July, and I did pretty good in February. Much, much better than once every 7 months. So I did stitch the Winter Olympics, and the day I did this, you could stitch on a piece of your choice. It was Valentine's Day. So I picked a pinky color because I wanted to join Athena Stitching Goddess Designs birthday sale. And then our daily stitches was also having a birthday sale, and I think maybe this is a little too close to the edge, but I want to do this as a strawberry. Who was it that said they'd seen it as a strawberry and it was really cool and they thought they might do it? It was somebody. I watch a lot of Flosstube. Yeah, I will try to leave some of the people I've been watching in the description box. I don't know how many let me link, but I've been watching a lot of Flosstube. So hopefully there's enough there for a strawberry. I really hope. But that's my finished plan for this. And then since it's a strawberry, I also tagged it with Helen D's strawberry season sale. Yes, that's what it is. So that fit all 4 of those and was done pretty quickly. It was a really enjoyable stitch. I love the one strand of Sulky on this 18 count. It's perfect. Over here we have a gingham heart. This is by salt.pepper.stitching, I think, also on Instagram. And it's part of a larger design. I saw Heather North do this on an aqua fabric, and I was like, that heart is adorable. So this is going to be sent out to my pal for February. A little behind. I did stitch it in February, but nothing like amazingly exciting has been happening, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So I really should stitch up March and just send both. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Alright, I also got this finished. I think in February. Like I said, February was a pretty good stitching month, except those 4 days when I didn't stitch at all. So this is a canvas bag from Joann's, probably, most likely. And I started this September of 19. I started stitching in February of 19. Yep. You saw this last video in the whip parade part. I really wanted to get this done this year. And we have a trip coming up at the end of the month. Well, actually the beginning of next month. This is done. My son can use it. So I didn't end up putting any kind of words. It doesn't need words. It's just more stitching. Yep, I know the borders are different. That's okay. I'm totally okay with that. One is like the chart, and the one that was done first is not like the chart, and like it's fine. It's fine. There are still waste canvas threads underneath Thomas. I could not get them out. So I took my curved scissors. I don't remember if it was exactly this pair, but the ones that come up, that. And I cut as close as I could to the sides. And if you really look, you can see some bits that are still in there, but I don't want to cut the stitches. Oh, that reminds me. I did accidentally cut one while I was trying to cut this stuff out. There's supposed to be another one right here. I need to fix that. Like my son's gonna care, right? Oh well. He's done. Whether or not that stitch gets fixed, he's done. Completely usable. I did 2 strands. This was 14 count waste canvas. And I did 2 strands on the borders. That was very smart. But since I usually use 3 strands on 14 count, I started the train with 3 strands. So that was super fun. It was really hard on my fingers. I ended up using a little mouse sword. That's what I call needles like this. Decent eye. Oh, you can't see that. Ooh, I haven't showed you that yet. Here we go. And a sharp, sharp point with a fairly thick shell. Something that was going to go through, I don't know if you could see the eye, but anyway, something that would go through the canvas but not be too thick, but be sharp, but like it wouldn't injure me, although I did use a thimble. I didn't use this one, but the other one that I actually used is not in here, so whatever. I got it done. And I just kept this little box in the bag with the chart and the threads. The chart is from Cross Stitcher magazine, an old one. There is another Thomas design featured on a Cross Stitcher magazine number 108. That's the one I don't have. Yeah, my brain remembers the one I don't have. But this was probably around the same time, so maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. It was an old one. I got it off Stash Unloading, Cross Stitch Only, the Facebook group. Right when I started. And thought this would be a great idea. Have you seen the jean jacket that... It wasn't Stitcherovia. Satsuma Street. Did? Yep. I saw it too, and I was like, stitching on denim, like a canvas, is a great idea. It looks so amazing, blah, blah, blah. I've done it. Will I do it again? Not at this scale. It wasn't so bad with, like small areas that were kind of full coverage, and I did a couple other projects that were way less dense, and it worked great. So I did try it before I did this, but not so densely, and I think that really made a difference. So live and learn. It's done. We can use it for the trip. All right. I see one more thing that I stitched. That's clear now. It's so nice. One more thing. Yeah, antique white. Oh no, 2 more. 2 more. Look at me go. Okay. This just looks like a piece of fabric, but there's something on it. Right there. It's right there. This is the top of a Biscornu. It's a freebie by Clouds Factory. Oh, it looks so cool. This is Dusk by Picture This Plus. 36 count. Looks like I did 2 over 2, except backstitching is 1 strand. It's really cool. And it looks about like that, yeah. I love it. So, there we go. I don't have before and after pictures because most of this stuff was before and after. Like, how exciting is that? So, that's really cool. I need to stitch a bottom for it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the bottom. I think just get some sort of mandala type design, geometric design. Doesn't have to be a mandala. Actually, that would kind of be silly because I'm going right through the middle. Anyway, some sort of geometric design for the bottom.
You in the video?
Okay, almost done with the video. And stitch a bottom for it. Like, it doesn't have to be the same thing top and bottom. It doesn't have to be from the same designer. I'm very flexible that way. Patterns are merely suggestions. They just tell you what is pictured. You can change it however you want. If you look this one up, this is by Stitchy Princess on Etsy, Stitchy Princess Black with underscores between, I believe, on Instagram. Ukrainian designer. I stitched this with the hashtags Stand with Ukraine, Stitch for Ukraine. Are those the same or are those different? I didn't remember. But it's on Instagram. With progress photos. This is purple fabric. This is Lavender Lugana. I get this at Cross Stitching Supplies. I think she's adorable. Okay, so I stitched this beginning of last week. That was the right thing for the time. Not just for Ukraine, but I needed that purple fabric. I have purple clothes today for a reason too. So this is pictured on the website like this with flowers around it. And it's darker and everything, almost everything, is pink or green. Her hair is green. The dress is green. The flowers are pink. Green, pink, green, pink, green, pink. There are 4 colors in the original. There's a black for these dark bits. I used a really dark purple actually, but there are black bits. There is a skin color, which is also used as the light pink in the flowers around the border and the centers of the flowers here and her feet. And there is a dark pink and a green. So 4 colors. On my version, there is a brown, a skin, a green, a dark pink, a variegated light pink that worked for all these different other pinks, and the butterflies, the dark purple, a little bit of Krynic in her hair, and the butterfly trails and bodies. Did I really make it with only 6 colors? Maybe. I definitely added colors. Yes, yes, I did. But I love it. It's so cute. And she will also be probably one of the images that we switch out by the door above the keys. I'm thinking April, or maybe this year, March into April. So she is super cute, very, very sweet, and just love her so much. But yeah, she's on the Stitchy Princess Etsy page. And if you want to see progress, you can go to my Instagram and look at her there. You can also access the Etsy page through Stitchy Princess Black Instagram. That's all I've got. That's it. The last 6-ish weeks. Yep, got all those. Got that. The only thing I didn't show you was the daffodil mandala. Yep, that's it. Whew. Oh, almost forgot. I borrowed this back from my mom so I could show you since I didn't have it last time. Here we go. Here's the finish. Don't look too close, Slack. I mean, you can, but there's a couple of little bits of thread that have gotten trapped in the frame, so I need to take those out. But this is it. Lizzie Kate Stamp series. In just a second. The whole year, January through December. This is my sulky conversion. One day I'll finish the ones I did for myself. So I stitched this yearly series twice. I stitched the hands-on design Hello There series once. I was thinking about this yesterday. I've stitched 4 monthly series already. But I don't remember what the other one was right now. Unless there's only been 3 and my brain told me there were 4. I don't know. But this is the one I did for my mom on linen. And one piece for the whole design. So lots and lots of stitches. We're looking at probably, I think I added it up minimum of 60 hours. Each border takes an hour and a half. The backgrounds for each month take about 2 hours. Filling it in is another hour. So yeah. And then some of them have a lot of stitching on the top. No buttons. This was a 36 count that I dyed. And then, like I said, the sulky threads. So, really pleased with it. I love the changes I made to this turkey. Oh, it's so cute. Yep. So there it is. This is a frame she had. She picked it up on clearance at some point from somewhere. And I think it's an 11 by 14. So, yep, just need to get those little bits of thread off for her and return it. I do have a frame for my sisters. I bought that a couple weeks ago. I haven't framed it yet. I really need to. I have the frame. I got mat board. If you saw this, this was on clearance at Joann's. My Joann's store is doing away with their framing department. So this piece of gold was $1.50, and then I have giant pieces back here. Giant pieces. They're probably 5 foot, 3 by 5 or so feet. I have a piece of black and 2 pieces of white. This is mat board, and they were $2 a piece. $2 a piece. So I have those, and then I have some smaller, like 8 by 10. I might have a couple 11 by 14s. Those were 25 to 50 cents a piece. So I got like $3 in small bead boards. They're not bead boards, small boards. And then I have those larger pieces. So I'm hoping that'll last for a little while. And then we picked up some frames, which I put in my closet because I didn't have anywhere else to put them. I mean, like, decent sized frames. The one over there that I'm going to do baby dolphins in, which I probably haven't told you about, baby dolphins I got from My Bobbin, if you want to look it up. It's adorable. And it's a piece I'm going to do in my brother's memory. Again, back to the purple. The frame that I found that my mom really likes and does not look giant in their bathroom. Looks pretty giant in my house. It's 14 by 25. Yeah. But it's a really nice frame, and it was $10. So I'm going to get that done for her. Kind of therapy for me, but she has dolphins in the upstairs bathroom, and it's going to look great. I just have to get the fabric decided. You want to vote on that fabric? It's right here, just a second. Ugh. This is the frame I thought I was going to use. Well, isn't that cute? And I was like, that's a big frame. It's 11 by 18, which we would take the mat out and do it this way, because the dolphins, there's like a little boy and a girl, and there's bubbles, and it's adorable, and it's going to go in my large category, but it's a lot of blank space. So, I don't have a dolphin bag, but I pulled out my turtle bag. I'm pretty sure I have more of this in the shop. And I actually just put workbooks in that look like this. There's my card. Oh, and I made this zipper pull, so that's not something you can get in the shop. But I have 3 fabrics, and I think I've eliminated the middle one. This is very close to the tones that are being used for the dolphins. This feels like a Be Stitch Me fabric. It is. It is an unnamed. So a Fight Night, it looks very similar to Frost, but there's a reason I dye my own fabrics, because you never can tell what color is what. Now, all the votes for fabric, I have a light and a dark, have been for this dark one. Except my mom's, and it's going in my mom's house. Her vote has been for the light one. So if you want to put in some input, here's the dark one. This is from Nerdy Needle. These are the colors. The pinks, there are very, very few stitches, now that I look at it, that are in these pinks. It's the mouth on the girl. And I think that's it. So mostly these blues. Here's the light one. Ooh, I kind of do like the light one. I don't know. But those are the 2 I'm deciding between. This one is just too close. Well, actually, in the camera, it looks fine. To the actual colors of the dolphins. So, I think we've kind of eliminated this one. Although it looks pretty fabulous in the camera. But, I have to decide light. Come over here. And this is one I dyed. Actually, I think both of these are ones that I've dyed. Yeah, they both feel like Monica that I've dyed. Okay. And dark. Sure you don't want the dark, Mom? I think I'm feeling the dark. I don't know. I think all the bubbles are like in white, like these type of colors. And then, like I said, there's hardly any pink. And then these are the dolphins. So, yep, that's probably going to be something I show you next time. It might be a few weeks again, because like I said, we're going on a trip the end of the month. Actually, beginning of next month. And so, I doubt I'll be back again before we leave. Maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe I'll surprise myself. But I wouldn't expect me to be back before April. About this time in April. The end of the month may work for me, it may not. It might just be whenever I get around to it, which is kind of what's happening. So, yeah, that's that. Hope you enjoyed everything. And I will leave links to all the people I've been watching and the people I've mentioned, if I remember them. Charts for Ukraine, fundraisers, Stitchy Princess, of course, that kind of thing. Got a lot to link, don't I? Got a lot to link. And anything else to remember that I've forgotten right now? So, with that, take care. See you soon.